Hey up everyone, welcome to the Rugby League History channel. Today I'll be previewing the 2023 NRL season for Parramatta. This is something I've done on the channel for, I think it'll be the third year now. And as a lifelong Parramatta supporter, I'm just going to give me thoughts about how the season will go in my own personal opinion, talk about which players we've brought in, which players we've let go, and talk about the draw. So let's get started with the 2023 preview. So the general thoughts about Parramatta in 2023, if you read the media and you listen to opposition fans, is that this is a rebuild year after the club made the grand final last year. There's 4 players in total that were in the grand final that are not there this year. And also, a lot of people are saying that the Premiership window for Parramatta is shut, well and truly firmly shut. But as a lifelong Parramatta supporter and someone that's always been very honest, I never really thought that the Premiership window was ever really open. There was teams that were, I think, that made the finals and won the Premierships that were way better than us. Although we were a solid finals side, I never really classed us as a contender. So looking at the players that have left us and won't be there in 2023, Oregon Kafusi went to Cronulla, not really a big loss in my personal opinion. Tom Opacek to Hull KR, not really either. Ray Stone, depends on who you talk to. He's a bit of a divisive character amongst some Parramatta supporters. And then you've got Isaiah Papali'i, which is a big loss. He went to West Tigers. And then you've got the two Judas, the two traitors. Here's Perham. He went to Canterbury, our arch rivals. And of course, the big one, the one that really hurts the most, the massive kick in the guts, is Reid Marnie. After all we did for him, he ends up betraying us and going back to Canterbury. And looking at the players that we've signed, Josh Hodgson from Canberra, Jack Murchie from New Zealand, Matt Dory, he's joined from arch rivals Canterbury, Jermaine Hopgood, Gerard Momasia and Dejan Assi, and also Isaac Lumi, who's played for Melbourne and Canterbury. He's in the squad somewhere, and then you've got the likes of some of the development players such as Zach Sini, cult hero at West Tigers. He's there in 2023, but I think even if we did give him a contract, he's not allowed to play until round 10. So there's some of the players that we've brought in for 2023. And another development player I forgot to mention is someone by the name of Tony Matali. I've heard some very good stuff from some of the people that are close to the club and do the reports and do the training reports. And there's big raps on this particular player. I think he come through the Newcastle area and now he's found his way to Parramatta. I think he's about 21 or 22 years of age and he'll be looking to get a full-time contract with us. Just talking about some of the players that we brought in, obviously the big one is Jermaine Hopgood. I've heard nothing but positive stuff said about him from all fans of all clubs in the NRL. He were the New South Wales Cup captain for Penrith last year and he captained them to the New South Wales Cup title, and also he scored 2 tries and were man of the match in the NRL State Championship final. So it's a massive signing for us. Then you've got the likes of Jack Murchie, who I think he was a pretty popular player at New Zealand and we'll have to see how he goes at Parramatta. Matt Dory, he's a bit of an unknown. He didn't really get much game time with Canterbury, but he could turn out to be a good signing for us. Gerard Momasia, I don't really know too much about him, but I've heard from a couple of people that it's a decent signing. Josh Hodgson is a bit of a head scratcher, considering his age and the fact that he's had 2 major injuries in his career. And if he were to go down this year injured, the only other backup that we've got is Mitch Rain, who he's no spring chicken himself. I think he's about 32, 33. So we are very weak in the hooking spot this year, and I think it's a real weakness for the club. Losing Reid Marnie is a massive blow, but we'll have to see how much of a massive blow it is as the season goes on. We've also signed Dejan Assi from New Zealand, and I've looked at some of his games. He either plays 5'8" or halfback, so if something would happen to Mitch Moses or Dylan Brown, he could step in there. I think he's injured at the moment, or there's something wrong with him, but I imagine that he'll be in the New South Wales Cup for most of the year unless someone in the NRL team gets injured. I do think that the strengths for our side in 2023 are the forwards, in particular Regan Campbell-Gillard and Junior Paulo. We've also got Sean Lane, Ryan Mattison, and then once you throw in Hopgood, Bryce Cartwright, Murchie, you've also still got Nathan Brown there. It's a good forward pack, and there's some decent talent in there. When it comes to the the backs in that, Gutherson's going to be fullback without a doubt, and the captain. Hayes Dunce is going to be back after a year off with that injury, and then you've still got the likes of Will Penasini, who's only getting better, and you've got Roxon Diamonds, Wonga Blake, and Micah Sivo. So, I mean, it's still a good side, even with some losses. It's still a good side for Parramatta, and at the start of the recruitment drive, it looked a bit concerning how they'd only just signed Josh Hodgson, but they've added to the squads, and I think it's a decent squad. Looking at the draw, to start the year, it's quite tough. In the opening round, we play against Melbourne, who under Craig Bellamy have not lost a round one fixture, but they're going to be without Ryan Pappenhausen and Justin Olam, so that's a bit of a plus for us. However, we're going to be without Sean Lee and Ryan Mattison, I think Bailey Simonson and a couple of others. Round 2, Cronulla. Round 3, Manly. Round 4 against Penrith, and then round 5 against Sydney Roosters. So a very tough opening month there. And then we're up against West Tigers round 6 in the traditional Easter Monday game. And we have a superior record in that fixture, so I'd be expecting us to win that. And then in round 7, we play against Canterbury Bankstown, our arch rivals, and they've opened up the war chest. And it'll be interesting to see how they go in 2023 with all the players that they brought in. In the middle of the year, things get slightly easier for us, but I use easier with quotation marks. There are no easy games in the NRL, but no disrespect to Newcastle, Gold Coast and Canberra, I'd expect us to be beating these. But if you look at the run home, it's quite a tough one. We play against North Queensland, Melbourne, St George, I expect to beat them. Brisbane, you never know. Sydney Roosters and Penrith to round out the year. And then we have the bye in the final round, which is quite a strange one. But a very tough run home, and we play some of the teams that finished up the top are going to be up the top again this year twice. But it's very important this year that we beat the teams that I imagine are going to be around us, like Newcastle, Gold Coast, Canberra, Redcliffe, we should be beating them. St George, we should be really beating them as well. New Zealand, we should really be making sure that we win those games, and then we, if we can, try to nick a result against the likes of Sydney Roosters or Penrith or whatever have you. So, I mean, last year we had a tough draw as well, I thought, to start the year, and we did okay. So going into 2023, I don't see us finishing inside the top 4 like we did last year. I think if we're going to be realistic here, I'd probably say that at best we'd finish in the bottom part of the 8, so we'd finish between 5th or 8th. Some people have us between 7th or 8th, and I think that's a fair assessment. Hopefully as well, before the season starts or throughout the year, that Mitchell Moses finally puts pen to paper and stays as the number 7 at the club, because he's our longest serving halfback since Peter Sterling, and I think that he's a very important part of the side. So hopefully he puts pen to paper and it eases a bit of tension around the club. But anyways, that's me review. It's quite a short review of our 2023 season. I hope you enjoyed this preview review, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, where you think Parramatta will finish this year, who the best players will be for the club, and how you think the new signings will go. Now, they say that nobody cares about history, nobody cares about the old days, the old players, or the people that built the game, and the modern NRL viewer doesn't care about the past. But you, supporting this channel, have shown those people wrong, and I thank you for your ongoing support. So, this has been Rugby League History, and I'll catch us all later in the next video, which will be the 2023 Betfred Super League Round 2 tips. Anyways, catch us all later. Tatty bye for now.